Our whole lives are about to change, and what we're living through right now is very intense. Is not to be taken lightly. I had a rough night last night, but I made it on. And in this podcast, I'm going to be breaking down what we're actually living through in this now moment, because the energy that we're experiencing, the level of intensity, we've never experienced it before. And it's important that we manage appropriately what we're going through in our bodies, and realize that the only way to get to our next destination is to go through this. And last night was a very intense night. Now I'm going to be breaking it down today. I'll be breaking down, what you could be doing during the day when the sun is out. So many people are disconnected from nature. What I observed yesterday, it's really fascinating. But a lot of what's going on right now, you have to understand that your nervous system is being recalibrated. I'm reading the chat right now. Did you feel a very powerful intensity? Even for myself, I'm a person that stays out in the sun for a bit, and to feel the intensity. And remember, you also don't want to not integrate, as we've been sharing over the past few days. Very important to integrate. Know that it's very intense. And you'll have certain ascension symptoms, like maybe feeling it in the base of your spine. In this recent moment, feeling the pressure in the eyes. That's not something that we've discussed in the past week in this intensity, but feeling that going into last night, the pressure in the eyes, and maybe you're feeling that as well. We're being changed, and we have to understand that these forces are getting what has existed in your life, and it might have been there your entire life, and you were looping, and you were running the subconscious, and your nervous system was wired to an existence. In recent times, I gave you the phrase, this is a new way of being. So this is not easy. You're a real soul. You're a real living being. You're not a piece of equipment. And one of the things when the subconscious is being wiped clean, when you upgrade your apps on your phone or the computer, and there's that blank screen, and you get the spinning wheel, and you're going through that, it is a very important to understand that you cannot, for this period of time, as we're crossing this bridge of incidents, which the whole world is going through, and we see this extreme. We're seeing extremes everywhere because the 5% has to override the 95%. You, the person that's getting this message, there was something running in the background in your everyday life for years. And it's quite near impossible to get that to change. And it gets very intense because it's the only way that we can evaluate. And then we're going to have revelation. So we know this is maybe a biblical time, right? And we heard about revelations, but ultimately it's the revelations that you have about your life, because most people were running like NPCs, and they were operating out of subconscious programs. And now when this intensity, it's so intense right now, okay, we're getting a lot of people coming on. I'm very grateful if you click the like button to push this forward. And if you are feeling this intensity, it helps others to understand what we're going through. When it gets very intense, it gets your awareness. And now you feel all these little things. And through this, the revelations come up for your everyday life. So now you can choose consciously. Because many people in the world were not choosing their life consciously. They were doing whatever the TV said, or things that have been passed down generation after generation. We're going to discuss the sun and the moon today. the intensity of what's coming in from the sun is affecting what we are on the inside. For me on my journey, it was great. It's very hot. You want to, be cautious in the extreme heat. But it was fascinating that, if you go to the beach, it's much cooler than anywhere else. And I was enjoying life, and I was just floating in the ocean last night. I said, wow, I'm so grateful to God that I have this opportunity to float in the ocean. And to be honest with you, the beach was kind of empty. In the backwards mind of the world, a lot of people, this is an opportunity to be out in nature. And when you're in the water, sometimes the water is too cold for me. So I was so happy to just float in the ocean for a bit. And we should all take that. If you're blessed enough to be in the location, some people sit in their home and they're just breathing in the air conditioner all day long. And, we're feeling it here. I know that there's a massive heat that's headed towards my brothers and sisters up in New York. And, do you like to save money? You could save. I love to save money. So one of the things that you should be focused on, if you take this opportunity, during the day, you could leave the home and actually not run your air conditioner into the ground. You don't want it to blow in a very moment like this, because there's going to be a lot of people that are experiencing this. So don't run it so much. Maybe go out in nature, go out in the water, wherever you have. And when you're out in the water, you're integrating, right? And a lot of people, that electric bill is going to go up. You save money by doing that. So, I felt the intensity, but as I shared with the community the other night when I came live, I had such an energy that was coming through me. And last night, it was actually one of the hardest nights that I've ever gone through when it comes to Ascension Symptoms. I'm being very honest with her. I didn't know what the heck was going on last night. And to feel the shift, what we're going through a frequency. So, and you could watch, if you're new to the channel, to see this, the absolute energy I had the other night, and then it comes down. So we're feeling a frequency that's going like this, right? So we're a living person. We have feelings and emotions. We could have a lot of energy, or we could be fatigued. So we're going like this with the frequency, right? And that's a total 180. I felt pretty well the whole day, even though it was very warm. And what I realized as I looked out my window, what I felt last night, getting into the evening, the second the moon came up, everything just changed. And we have to look at the sun and the moon from the model that Nikola Tesla gave us, and understand that in this realm, the sun, the energy, it manifests as thermal energy. But Nikola Tesla said that electromagnetism is actually the driving force here. Okay? And so even though it feels very hot, there are electromagnetic forces of the sun that's affecting our field, our nervous system, our trillions of cells at 1.4 volts, over 700 trillion volts of electricity. You could get the lightning bolts going in the chat. So now you're being upgraded, and this energy that's coming in, it's important. And anyone that's new, we're discussing the nervous system and how we've been wired a certain way for eons. It's actually ingrained within your DNA, and your parents and your grandparents, and these things were passed down. And these are things that are running in the background in your subconscious mind. And there are people that want to experience the new earth. A lot of people are, they know about the great changes that we're going to receive. Some people don't have the codes. Listen carefully. You don't have the codes to receive wealth. You don't have codes to receive true love, true unconditional love, not this transactional love that we see in the modern society. So there has to be a great shift, and it's the frequency, right? And your frequency is shifting. So when we see the electromagnetic force of the sun and how it's changing us, then we have to start thinking very differently about the moon. And we're all scientists here. How you doing, right? And what I see on Facebook, a lot of reels of people that have a digital thermometer, and the moonlight is we are hypothesizing, I know there's a lot of trolls out there, that we are hypothesizing that the moonlight is not reflected sunlight, because they're taking the thermometer, and in the moonlight, the temperature goes down. It doesn't go up. It's very strange. It's doing the opposite way. So when we start to think about the divine masculine energy, the divine feminine energy, the conscious and the subconscious, and how these energies, as these, right? You see these celestial bodies, right? Where are they? And they're moving around, and they're affecting us, and they're tugging on us, right? And years ago, I did a video about the post full moon effect and how it tugs on the waters of the body. So, and you know, you could check out some of those Facebook reels. These people are all grabbing these thermometers, and they're saying, wait a second, why is the moonlight, why is the temperature colder, right? Remember, these things manifest a certain way, but we go back to the electromagnetic forces. Why is the thermal energy temperature, why is it lower in the moon, right? And a lot of people are commenting right now. So, and I felt that your body is the tuning fork to telling you the truth. So as I, sat in the sun all day, and I felt pretty good all day. And then that moon came up last night, and I felt sick basically. And I experienced a night that I I don't want to experience anymore. Nothing about this ascension process is easy. And when we think about how our nervous system as a living being, it's shifting. We discussed the Schumann resonance, the frequency that we live in. And your nervous system is being recalibrated. Ooh, that was good. And you might have tightness in the spine, which is very uncomfortable. So I do wake up nightly. And I know when I usually wake up. I woke up last night and to go to the bathroom. And and I know usually around that time, it's like, maybe 3 o'clock, maybe 2:30. And I felt like, this night has been going on for a while. I look at the clock, and it's only the 1 o'clock hour, beginning of the 1 o'clock hour. I felt like time was not correct last night. I woke up again thinking that it's almost more, and it was 3 o'clock. And I said that, and I was feeling very uncomfortable. And I felt almost like I was sick, and I couldn't get comfortable. I even had to lay on the floor for a little bit. And then around 4 o'clock, everything went back to normal. So I felt myself like I was almost like I was getting sick. We hold traumas and densities. We are dropping density right now. The traumas that are held, the cellular traumas. I discuss health and wellness on this channel. Do you want to be healthy again? You could click subscribe, right? And I give you some deep things that I do on my life that have changed my life. And I discuss autophagy. And your cells, our body's innate ability has the ability to get rid of the old dense cells and cell parts. We hold traumas. So this is where the spiritual aspect, the energetic aspect comes into play. Maybe in the past few years, you had a lot of traumas in your life. You hold these traumas within your cells. All of these things have to be cleared and removed, wiped out of the system. And you might feel like system overload in this energy that we're in the current moment in time, as I'm knocking everything over. Okay. So, we have to start thinking differently. And I see what a lot of people post, and we have to think that the moon is not reflected sunlight, and it's a different energy, and it's doing things to us, and it's changing us. And now we see the sun, And I understand it gets very hot, and we should be staying hydrated. And it's very, very, very intense. And there are different people in the world. I recently did a video, it's exploding right now, how different people, we're gonna get into it later in the lesson, are experiencing this great solar flash event very differently, very differently. So if you're on this video today and you're very focused, you're gonna make it, kid. Golden Lioness 999, it's over, kid. Thank you so much, Golden Lioness, I love you. Golden Lioness writes, time for a whole watermelon fast. Our gift to you, Mr. D. I appreciate that. Thanks for all that you do. Glad you are still here. Keep going. 999. The old life is over. And that's the next part of the lesson. You see how we're in tune to each other? I appreciate you. So for me, recently, I went to the store to get the lemons, and I've been drinking lemon water. But it is important to stay hydrated. You might be called for the watermelon. I think we're called for the watermelon now. And focus on the foods and your body, and you will have to leave the ego at the door. And you might feel this digestion process. Remember the solar plexus, your lower energy centers, the solar plexus, the sun, these things affect us. And that actually represents your identity. Your identity has shifted. And when your identity shifts, your whole reality changes. And this is the energy that is the catalyst event. So this solar flash is the catalyst event that is bringing us the great change that we want to experience with our 5 senses. We are not here just for the imagination. Imagination, these are the things that come from God, actually. You are supposed, if you have desires, not like desires for, fast food junk and all that, like your soul desires, well, that comes from God. That comes from your inner child. And I'm here to tell you, you are here to actually experience it in this reality. It's not supposed to just be in your imagination. You were supposed to have these things. And the overlying energy is this yearning. And I felt it last night, comes up again. So these are the waves that we go through, the yearning to go home. The yearning to go home. And, I'm always observing things. And I woke up today, and I see in YouTube Studio, my video on It's Time to Go Home, all of a sudden is starting to pick up right now. This is the energy theme. How many people, you can raise your hand in the chat, you click the like button, whatever it is. Do you have this yearning that you want to go home? Because the way that you were living, right, that's not your life, right? Or you're not comfortable around, certain people. So many people fill the void in their life with fake relationships. And you want to have that person that finally makes you feel at home. And this intense energy, as the chat's exploding right now, this is what is telling us, okay? Listen carefully. What are you done tolerating? What are you done tolerating? So you, the person that's getting this message, you might have been tolerating something because this is the story, this is the subconscious, and your nervous system, the wiring, is wired to this reality. You are tolerating something in your life because this is just the way. This is just the way that it is. And I've been sharing with the community. Where do you dwell? Oh, I live in a condo. Oh, I live over here up on the mountain. No. I live in this house. No. Where do you dwell? You see, we return to this place, and the number one time of the day is that window of time when that head hits the pillow at night, and there's a story that's running in the background. Where do you dwell? Over the course of our life, we have ups and downs, right? Every day. And that's the energy that we're feeling right now. We feel like Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh teaches us about ascension, right? Remember when Winnie the Pooh song? I am up, down, touched. I was up and then I was down. I touched the ground last night. I was so exhausted. I felt so weird. Do you feel extremely weird? So I'm giving you words. I'm giving you like an explanation of this weird. Are you going to find this on CNN? Probably not. Turn off the TV and turn on Our Everyday Lives. Turn them off, kid. Turn us on and get ready for the event, right? So in order to have the physical event, listen carefully. In order to have the physical event, the frequency must change. And then as a result of the energy shift, and there's an electromagnetic force, as Nikola Tesla taught us, and this driving force is coming from the sun. And we see this, and there are physical manifestations. Don't get me wrong. It's very hot. We got to be careful. Got to stay hydrated. Got to be cautious. Understand? We're seeing different effects to this. But this physical world, now this is where I'm getting deep here for the people that are new. You remember the FFNN network, Harley Ray? I appreciate you always being here. I appreciate the beautiful community that we have here. We have an authentic channel. This ain't our first rodeo. I'm so grateful for everyone that's finding us in the past week. It's just divine timing. And that's the energy shift. And I'm so grateful for all the beautiful comments that people are writing, because that's that electromagnetism. There's a magnetic force. Ooh, I'm a magnet, baby. Right? So you might be drawn to this information like a magnet. And then there's people, right, that hear it like dissonance, a dissonant frequency. It's like static. Do you understand? So on your journey right now, right, and this has been shared over the years, when the sun's energy gets real high, it brings out what's truthfully inside of a person. And these things, the people of the world that are going to be our new leaders, the divine masculine leaders and the divine feminine leaders in balance that are showing up right now. And this is a shift, and the laws of the universe. It's the Hermetic principle of rhythm. So if you're getting this, did you feel like your life was held back for a sustained period of time? You say to yourself, well, my life was held back. I don't understand this. I'm seeing these people and maybe they're doing corruption, and I don't understand this, and my life's being held back. The Hermetic principle of rhythm, number one. Number two, a diamond is formed under great pressure, and God will put you into the wilderness, and you are in the wilderness. And this light is changing us and is bringing out what you were working on. You were refined, and now the inner frequency, now we see the changes in the physical reality. So that, for even going back to this, the physical reality, and we see the physical thermal energy, and it is very hot. And this energy does come in, and we do experience increased earthquakes and volcanism during this process. You might be experiencing an earthquake in your body. You might feel like a volcano about to explode in your body. I'm going to explode. Do you feel that way? So you could only be contained for so long. And that pressure, I discussed, this is how God works. God pulls you back on the arrow, pull back, and you go. Now we go. Yeah, and if you are new to me, we have a tremendous Facebook community. The link is in the description. You could connect on Facebook, and I have these posts, and we posted some of the recent earthquakes yet again. So, there's people that, like the ostrich that puts the head in. You ever see the ostrich puts the head in the sand? I would suggest you don't put your head in the sand in this very powerful year. It's very hot. It's blazing, actually. And this is the year of the fire horse. And we're moving towards the new, and the fire horse does not go backwards. And you're going to get to choose your fire, kid. You're going to get to choose your pain. Do you choose the fire of hell, or do you choose the Holy Spirit fire? Do you choose the pain of discipline? Which means you know how to make, maybe, right? People always asking, what's going on? Why do these people this, that, and the other thing? I don't know daily habits, what you're eating, right? What are you consuming? And what we consume is not only what we eat and drink, it's what we watch, and then it becomes your reality. Dr. Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief. Ooh. It's a ball of gas burning billions of miles away. Or is it the Tesla model? I don't know the answer. You know the answer. But your reality is the biology, and your trillions of cells and your DNA receptors are picking this up right now. So there are many people that understood DNA activation. It's not just a spiritual wackadoo thing on the internet. We are being changed at a very deep level in the now moment. We glitched the chat again. I'm just picking you guys up. You could hit 555 if you hear me. Hit the like button in the meantime. I appreciate that. It's just constant. Look at that, 555. I can't believe it. You will see a lot of synchronicities in the now moment. Remember that the matrix code, not everything, like I'm speaking English, but the universe does not speak English. It speaks frequency. Ooh, baby. Let's say it again. Let's say it again, Light Warriors. The universe does not speak English. The universe speaks frequency. So when the frequency shifts, and, this is something that, my heart and soul has driven me for years, and, just constantly studying and really getting into the very deep science, metaphysics, quantum physics, quantum shifting is what we do on this channel. Do you want to quantum shift timelines? Click subscribe. Did I pop up on your screen for the first time? Ooh, I'm on TV. Did you see it? Did you see these people on the TV? So one of the things, and I've discussed this, and I'll give you a real life example because I'm a world famous content creator, and I get people in the comments. I observe the comments. I observe the human species. I observe human behaviors, and I'm going to get very deep right now for people. And there are people that are the empaths of the world. Carl Jung speaks that you are not here to just be a doormat. You're awakening right now. Right? Carl Jung speaks about this final process of alchemy, and you're not tolerating. You're not tolerating trolls, narcissists. You're not tolerating being down here. And you will see people that will pop up and try to talk you out of, right? All of a sudden, they show up right when you're about to change or quantum shift your life. And that could be when you're about to change your job, or if you meet the love of your life. I spoke to the divine feminine. Never tell your loser friends about the man you love. They will destroy it. They will try to stop it. And this is just the way of the world. In this energy right now, there's the empaths. There are the light warriors, the chosen ones, whatever the terms are that you like to use, that are rising up, and they're saying, you ever hear the meek shall inherit the earth? It didn't mean that you were weak. It means that you're a real actual person, because the world is about real actual people with the soul. And this energy that you feel like you're crying out for more. You're crying out. Your soul is saying, I want to go home. You yearn to this feeling of going home. You yearn for that truthful love, not the fake love. You yearn, say, wow, I love doing this work. Every single day I show up, 9 a.m. Eastern, click subscribe. I love to do this work. I'm in alignment. I'm home. I'm at home. Home is where the heart is. Do you listen to your heart, or you listen to that brain full of subconscious programs? So right now we have a lot of people that are becoming empowered, and you have a lot of narcissists that are lashing out. And when I present to the world, I'm trying to, I present in a way of being the good shepherd. And I recently got a narcissist in the comment section that actually agreed with me. All right. And I'm explaining about, how Nikola Tesla gave us a different model, electromagnetic model. And I actually agreed with this very angry individual in the comment section, but he couldn't hear the message. And he basically said that I was saying that it's a bowl of gas burning. Billy, who was that? Pumbaa that said that? Pumbaa? It's a bowl of gas burning billions. How does it burn when there's no oxygen in the, anyway, but he couldn't hear me because he was loaded with anger. So what I'm here to tell you, I've shared this with the community for years, and that's why I bring forth psychology to this. I am more concerned with content of character. I will take a person with me that maybe still watches CNN, but they're a good person. That still believe all this nonsense I would rather take, hit the like button if I'm speaking the truth. I would rather take on my team, I would rather have a person that's a good content of character person, the soul, that's trying to do better and trying to learn than one of these spiritual narcissists that think who they are and they put anger in the comment section. I don't need that. I don't need the spiritual know-it-all. And half the time and I've seen this over the years, it's literally like you're basically, you didn't hear the message. And we're actually in agreement, but you have such anger in the body, and maybe you were 7 years old, and so that what you're acting like that was when you were 7 years old. No. You're I don't know what you are, 35 years old. It's time to grow up, boy. Hit the like button for that. And I've done it, my content of character, the people that meet me, I meet and greet the community, right? And I'm so grateful for our local community. Be the same person, ladies and gentlemen, that you are, behind the screen in your mother's basement. I'm talking just to the trolls now. Be the same, or the fake influencers that love the fear. Be the same person when you meet and greet people out in public. When you represent yourself on social media, you hide in the darkness. Nothing can hide in the darkness no more. This is the Great Solar Flash event. And what was in the dark will come to the light. That's it. This energy, and you could write it down. I'm giving you so I give you the energy themes. You can write it down. This is Mr. D. I'm giving you the lesson. You take notes. Divine restoration. Write it down. Divine restoration. Write it down. And I appreciate those that write it in the comments, because that's the frequency. And you're seeing it right now and you're feeling. This is divine restoration for the people. We are headed to maybe a very special time in United States, right? Some people know about 250th anniversary. Well, and this is for on the inside. Is humanity going to loop again? You're going to still do the same ways of corruption. You're going to lay down on the floor, or are we going to be celebrating our freedom? Right? So we have, as a collective, we have to be moved, and God has to shake us, because sometimes if we don't feel really uncomfortable, like last night, and I'm giving you a real life example, when you feel so uncomfortable, you're really thinking about your life, and you will play life review. I'm here to tell you, I've shared this with the community before. A lot of people, you don't wait till after life to do the life review. Maybe once a month, you're reviewing. This is how I live my everyday life. You're reviewing your life. And when this intensity comes in, now you could say to yourself, okay, I am aware of it. Awareness comes in intensity, right? You're not thinking about your toe. You ever stub your toe on the coffee table? Or you hit your mother's Italian couch with the leg, crack your pinky toe? Or you think about that pinky toe? Some people remember that. Okay, so it is very hot right now, okay? To quote my Italian grandfather, it's Berlin. I don't understand why he used to say that, right? My family remembers that. He used to say, it's Berlin. Maybe you had an Italian grandfather that said that too, right? It was boiling hot, right? Said, it's Berlin. It was Berlin yesterday, right? And, it's a great time. What is coming up? Like I'm talking about my grandfather. There are so many people. They're concerned with channeling glip glab and all these. You're not concerned about your ancestors. You're not concerned about it. This is about your DNA right now. This is about your DNA right now. This is about your ancestors. This is about your Do you have respect for your grandparents? Do you understand your family lineage? Are you concerned with all the false idols on the TV? Are you paying homage to your grandparents, your great-grandparents, right? Where did you come from? When it gets really intense, you have to reflect on your life. Okay, I see your chat's blowing up right now, right? So instead of being concerned, and there's going to be a lot of things right now, humanity has the ability to make a great leap with this energy. What are you focused on? What you focus on, your attention grows. And that's why when people are addicted to fear, I see these people, you got some of that fear? No, I got no fear, kid. But in the world, you will see there's two different reactions to the energy, because the energy is so high, and the energy it just is what it is. It is what it is. And people are going to react differently to that energy. Some people will rise to the occasion, and there are people that are struggling because that energy, the light, is representative of, ready, the truth. And a lot of people know that famous quote, you can't handle, and some people can't handle the truth. People know about the time period of revelation. This is what the solar flash actually looks like. It's not a devastate. Again, there are things that we are, okay, we're gonna understand it's very hot. We're gonna stay hydrated. We're gonna stay in the shade. We're gonna float in the ocean. Do you want to float in the ocean with me? All right, these are the things that we have to do. I said, wow, I was floating. I got out of water last night, right? Usually I said people would go to the beach. And I said, wow, there's hardly anyone here. They're inside sucking in that AC. No, the light of Christ is it's blazing. I said, wow, I'm so grateful floating in the salt water. Here I am. I'm floating in the salt water. Gratitude. When you take ownership of gratitude, it's very powerful. And that frequency of gratitude, I say, wow, I'm so grateful I could float in the ocean. And no one else wants to have fun. That's okay. I'll float in the ocean with God. I know there's a lot of people that have been on this journey alone because you rather be alone than sacrifice your peace. And listen, I went through a crazy thing. And if a person, right, you think you want to have a relationship with an NPC that doesn't get all this stuff, how is he or she ever going to understand you? Right? You got the beta male, has no clue, doing all this stuff. How will he ever understand you, divine feminine? How will that modern woman ever understand you, brother? Do you understand what I'm talking about? They will never understand. So you have to go through these things, and that's why better connections are coming. There's no way anyone that wants to comment below, I get comments all the time. My this or that doesn't understand me. You want to go home. You want to go home. Home is where the heart is. And you don't feel comfortable. You don't feel comfortable with people that are out of resonance. You don't feel comfortable doing work that is not feeding your soul. So in order to have these things that you've never experienced before, the absolute mega shift so that the 5% overrides the 95%. And only 20% of the world is probably going to go through this great shift. Pareto's principle, the law of 80-20. 20% of the pea pods produce 80% of the peas. It's the laws of the universe. If you're on this message, if you made it all the way through this message, you're soaking it up are you soaking it up like a sponge? You are wired differently. And that's Pareto's principle, because most of society, they're going to watch the false idols. They're going to go into the fast food. What's in the fast food? Did anyone wake up to that? What's in the fast food? And that's why people say, well, got a clean body? When the energy comes in, got to stay clean, bro. Got to stay clean. What's in the fast food? Anyone? You want to comment? Got to wake up. Are you up? So I'm happy to be awake with all of you. We do daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. And I know that you say, well, what does the solar flash have to how does that dictate how my life is going to change? When your frequency shifts, it is the only way, and you have to understand the quantum shifting. Your nervous system, and I've done this over the years here, you click subscribe today, watch the videos. If your nervous system says, look at this wealth, people talk about the wealth transfer. I'm giving you the quantum shifting of that. Here's the wealth. But if your nervous system is not wired to that, you'll never receive it. That's why there are many people that constantly go in the same loop. It's the same type of loser relationship. And so these things have to change at a deep level. What will you allow? What will you tolerate? And you have to be the Lion King. You have to be the lioness. And you're living your everyday life with truth. As we're getting off this podcast today, Carl Jung said that the greatest privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truthfully are. Unapologetic. Do not sell yourself short. Leave the life of obligation and now start to become the creator of your everyday life. And this energy is not a joke. So, leave comments if you are feeling these, massive shifts occurring on the inside. Check out my video. It's time to go home. It seems like a lot of people are. Do you feel like your soul is like, I just want to be home. I'm so tired. I can't tolerate the fake anymore. I just want to be home. I want to have my heart. I want to feel safe. And that feeling of feeling safe, that's actually your nervous system. And if your nervous system is not safe, say in danger, and it's pushing away your love. It's pushing away your wealth. It's pushing away opportunities. Sometimes in life, it's not, I got to have, $1 million in the bank. Sometimes it's just an experience. And I know there's a lot of divine masculine like myself. We're just built differently, bro. We just wanted a special experience. And that's the gold in life. That's the gold in life. Okay, so you have you could have the biggest mansion in the world and you're there alone in all these empty rooms. What is it worth? Fill the home with love. Fill the home with love. So I'm so grateful for everyone that hits that like button before we get off. Fill the comment section with love today, because so many people are feeling this. And you have to when it gets so intense, you're going to say, I'm done. I'm not tolerating the fake. And in order for us to rise up as humanity as a whole, you have to let go. And the people that refuse to let go of the past, those are the people that are struggling. So the best thing that I could suggest, just go like this. Gotta let it go. It's difficult to let go. I know that. Okay. But when you let go, now you're holding on to this. Now you could hug her, right? Now you could collect all the wealth, whatever it might be. You got to get rid of those ties, the cords in the nervous system, in the subconscious. It's got to be wiped clean. Click subscribe today. I appreciate you all. It's a very powerful time period. I'm grateful for all the new community that's coming in daily. And check out some of the videos that pop up on the screen, and we'll be back on tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time. So click subscribe. All right. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. And better days are now. How's that? Better days are now. And I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Bye for now.